You know what I mean? It is 5:30. If we could call the regular meeting of the Amherst Exempted Village Board of Education to order on August the 11th. Please stand and pledge the flag with me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We have a treasurer pro tem this evening, which I believe is Ms. Walker.
Okay.
Is that correct?
Do I nominate?
She can just be appointed, I believe.
All right, sounds great.
Would you please call the roll?
Mr. Engel?
Present.
Mr. Zappa?
Here.
Mrs. Gillis? Here. Dr. Messer?
Present.
Morgan Wackles?
Let's elect her for sure so that it's not done incorrectly, but, so would you like to make a motion?
I'll second.
All right. That's a motion to formally make the treasurer pro tem preside over this meeting. We'll be taking the notes for the treasurer in her absence. Okay, we have a motion and a second on the floor. That would be Sarah Walker. Is there any discussion or comments on that? Nope. Hearing none, please call the roll.
Mrs. Wackles?
Yes, sorry.
Mrs. Gillis?
Aye.
Dr. Messer?
Aye.
Mr. Zappa?
Aye.
Mr. Engel?
Aye. Item 5 on tonight's agenda would be to accept the agenda and adopt it as it is presented, including any addendums you may have received today.
So moved.
A motion and a second. Is there any discussion on that? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Mrs. Gillis? Aye. Mrs. Wackles? Dr. Messer?
Aye.
Mr. Zappa? Mr. Engel?
Aye. I don't believe anyone has signed up to address us this evening, so we can move right on to the hearing of the public, which is nobody.
Nobody?
Item 8, treasurer's recommendations. There's only 2 on here this evening, A and B. Is there any questions? If not, we entertain a motion for the treasurer's recommendations, items 8A and 8B.
So moved. Second.
We have a motion and a second for the treasurer's recommendations 8A and B. Comments or questions that we could direct to the superintendent in the absence of the treasurer? Okay, hearing none or seeing none, please call the roll.
Mrs. Gillis?
Aye.
Mrs. Wackles?
Aye.
Dr. Messer?
Aye.
Mr. Zappa?
Aye.
Mr. Engel?
Aye. Item 9 on tonight's agenda would be superintendent's report.
Yeah, I just want to highlight item 13C under business. Tonight the board is going to approve the stadium naming rights agreement with Spitzer Auto World, specifically Spitzer Amherst. They are electing to work with us and be a partner to name the stadium. So moving forward, this stadium will become Spitzer Stadium. And just so the public's aware, they will be donating $25,000 per year under the agreement to the school district, which is an awesome thing for our programs. And also, just so the public is aware, Spitzer has, in the past couple of years, also been giving $10,000 towards the quarterback club for our football program and an additional $5,000 to the Amherst Junior Commons program. So when we worked with the agreement, I didn't want to create an agreement where the district in any way was taking funds away from our programs that they've been giving to directly. So that's why we worked out an awesome agreement that they will continue doing those gifts to the quarterback club and junior comments, and we will receive $25,000 per year to name the stadium. So it's a great partnership. They've been wonderful to work with. We will have a press release, pictures, and everything released tomorrow. We're working in conjunction with them. So after you board approve it tonight, we'll make it public tomorrow. So.
Any questions for Michael?
Not a question, but thank you for making that happen.
If not, we would move on to the assistant superintendent, Sarah Walker, and her update.
Okay, taking off my treasurer pro tem hat. Just wanted to share with you, last week was our very first summer bridge camp that was coordinated by our district social workers, Katie Kirschbaum and Jill Mayorka. What this was an opportunity for some of our students that are going from Powers into grade 4 at Nord and some of our students that are transitioning from grade 5 to grade 6 at the junior high to spend some time getting to know the building, each of the buildings. Last week, it was Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday in the morning at Nord and in the afternoon at the junior high. And these students were referred by school counselors and administration in the spring as students that might need some extra TLC going into the new year in the new building. And they did all sorts of activities, kind of getting to know one another, getting to know the players in the building, from principals to counselors to our SROs. In the picture on the bottom, you'll see Mary Kay Mullen came into Nord to talk to the kids and answer any burning questions they had about coming to Nord and the changes that would make. And so it seems, and so the goal is then for our social workers then to check in with these students throughout the year and kind of, see how they're transitioning and to support that transition. So if all goes well, then hopefully this is a program that we can see grow in the future, to kind of help our kids be ready for the next year in their new building. Yes?
Yeah, I have a few questions. So, first question, what was the, criteria to be a part of the bridge program?
So being that this was our first year, we wanted to keep it small, 10, 12 kids. And so the criteria was students that maybe had some social emotional struggles or needed some extra care through the year, had some, not always mental health issues, but just difficulty and challenges transitioning. Maybe we're already checking in regularly with the counselors and needing some support with changes to their routines and things. And so starting with that core group, just to kind of see how it went.
And then in the future, do we see this expanding to all students in the class or just a larger?
It depends. The answer to that is it depends, because there's a lot that went into, they were able to get a grant through the Lorraine County Education Service Center to help support supplies and things, but as far as, supporting staffing coming in and all of those things, it just really depends, because I don't necessarily ever seeing it as a full class transition program, just because not every kid needs that level of support walking into a new situation. So we want to try to keep it, referral based to that end. So that way we can keep it more. They had some really great conversations. I popped in a couple times, and just the questions the kids were asking, and they were in a comfortable environment because it was small. So.
Yeah, I can see that with more, but AJH, I still think there's just something more we can do with that, because that's a huge.
Well, and that was one of our goals when they came up with, when they presented this idea to me. It was actually mid-year last year. That was our thought was actually targeting that 5th to 6th grade transition, because we know it's such a big step going into the junior high. But then we also know that there have been 4th graders that have come in and still struggled with the, because now we have lockers, and now we're switching teachers, and now, there's just more moving parts into the day and into the building.
I think this is a great first step, a great pilot program, so thank you.
Yeah. They really pulled it off, and we provided transportation so we can make sure. So that was a coordinated effort with Tia at the Transportation Department, Tia Michaeline. So it turned out very nice.
Yeah, well done, thank you.
And then real quick, I wanted to share too, last week we did a second harvest distribution. And I just got, right before this meeting started, the numbers back from how many individuals came through. And we served 184 families. Of those families, 96 were new families. 66 families were without children, but 82 had children. Total individuals served were 535, and total children ages 0 to 17 were 184. So it was pretty. It was Second Harvest told us it was the largest distribution that they had seen this summer. So we actually had to start turning people away because they only brought enough food for 150. Yeah. concludes my report.
Any other questions for Sarah? When they said it was their largest distribution, was that in just in Amherst, or was that throughout the
That
entire
was
region?
throughout the entire region, because they said this was the first one that they've had, they've been actually bringing out 150 and having surplus that they would take back, and this one they ran out.
So that doesn't necessarily mean that all of those, that number is all Amherst
Correct,
residents.
because this
It could
wasn't
have
a
come from anywhere in their service area that they
Right.
serve, so anyway.
right,
It
so
wasn't
this
just
wasn't
all
an
the
Amherst
Amherst
specific.
community, it wasn't Amherst specific, which is what I thought.
Distributions we do each month during the school year are registration based, so
Right,
we are
and
only
this is
serving
open to
Amherst.
the
This was
general
open to
public
the
population.
general public.
Are you going to do that this year?
We do that every summer, we do at least one open distribution, yeah.
And I think your distributions or our distributions are easier because of where they're located. The drive-through, pickup is.
Oh, Second Harvest gets so
Yes.
excited when
Because when
they
you go to
use
some
our
of those,
facilities.
they're awful. I mean, they're just not convenient to pick up and go through, and the line, but your lines keep moving, and there's always enough people to.
It was the excellent traffic controller that was out in the parking lot that was keeping the lines moving.
But that's important, and I think that's why people have learned that it's easier to come here than it is to go to Black River, or to go to certain locations to get in and out of.
Yeah.
And you're also very accessible to all the highways.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, Sarah. JVS report, the JVS board has not met this month yet. They will meet until the 21st. We are working on a strategic plan, which I think I told you about last meeting, but we've had the first meeting of that, and we've broken up into some groups for that. So that strategic plan will be in the works, and hopefully we'll be ready to go by the end of the calendar year from that perspective. The other not exciting news, the other news is that the deputy superintendent will be retiring at the end of December. So he gave his letter of resignation or retirement early this week or last week, end of last week. It was on Friday. He gave it to us. So who knows how we will do that or what we will do. We've had a conversation, but we haven't made any decisions of how we're going to reorganize that for the second half of the school year for the most part. So that's the update there, okay? Does anyone have any questions about the JVS? Orientation, I believe it's today or tomorrow, probably 12 for freshmen, right? I think so, it's today or tomorrow. So if you were a freshman, orientation was today.
Mr. Engel, I have a comment real quick. So last Thursday, the JVS, Dr. Fairclough, superintendent, hosted a county
Associate school.
associate school, principals, high school breakfast. So that was very nice. So Ms. Walker and I attended, and so did all three of the high school administrative teams. So then we had our whole team there to kind of have breakfast, and they shared about what's happening, some new things that are happening, going on. Also answering some questions from last year about some different things. A couple things for special education, I think, were answered right up front for anyone attending. So that was very helpful and nice, and it was a good breakfast. It was nice.
So you saw the wider looking hallways, even though they're not the same hallways,
Yes,
it's the new
yes.
flooring, right?
Yes.
They look a whole lot wider,
Yeah.
and you saw the parking lot and all
Yeah,
the fun stuff.
So it was a good breakfast. It was a good meeting.
All right, well, good. Is there anything you would like to report about the JVS?
It was delicious.
Okay, any other board updates that we need to have from the board perspective? Everyone knows opening day, right? Everyone's got that on their calendar. When is that again, Michael? Just so everyone can confirm their calendars, because I know
Tuesday the 19th.
Dr. Messer was.
7 o'clock, 7:30.
Program will probably start at 7:30, but doors open for 7 o'clock for breakfast.
And you said leave how many hours?
Should be done by then.
Should be done by 9:30.
9:30?
Okay. And I'm sure everyone has seen all the agendas of open house, and all of the things that are happening in the next couple of weeks.
Coming.
Huh?
It's coming.
All right, so, very good. Is there any other board updates? If not, we would move on to item 11, personnel recommendations.
Yes, there are 17 routine items. And again, just want to thank the board for hosting 2 meetings this month. So this one is kind of the before school starts, catching a lot of personnel items, and then in 2 weeks we'll have our other August board meeting on the 25th. So, yeah, there are 17 routine personnel items here on the agenda. So I'd like to recommend items 17A through 17Q.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second on the floor for personnel recommendations A through Q. Is there questions or comments on any of those items?
I have a question on E,
Yes?
which is the Still News Live one. Just, I noticed it was a long-term sub position. Was there a reason for that?
Yeah, so the reason is because it's after July 10th. So when we get at that negotiated agreement, any July, August hires are always long-term subpositions. So
Okay.
that was fully discussed with Hannah, and she's aware of all of what that means. She knows it's going to be posted in January, February. And,
Apply again.
yep, that's correct.
Thank you.
Any other questions, A through Q of personnel?
No question, but just thanking Mrs. Harrigan for stepping in for this year. Assistant principal.
Okay. No other comments or questions? Please call the roll.
Mrs. Gillis?
Aye.
Mrs. Wackles? Dr. Messer?
Aye.
Mr. Zappa? Mr. Engel?
Aye. We would move on to item 12 on the agenda, which would be educational recommendations.
And there are 17 routine items. A few services were approved for this school year. Also want to point out item E, which is a parent-student transportation handbook, which if you take a look at that, it's very nice. I think this is Rachel Mellon helped Tia with sprucing that up. So it's very nice. I'm so glad we have that. And then also just the John Carroll MOU, which we're having a field-based, I think, experienced student teacher attending the district. So I'd like to recommend items 12A through 12G.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second on the floor for the educational recommendations. Questions or comments on any of those?
Just a comment, I know Tia is really excited about having this handbook, and she was really, to get it done and everything, and have it ready to go.
Is the John Carroll person the first semester or the second semester?
I think it was the first semester. Is there-
I think so.
I believe it's the
Janet.
first semester.
And what grade level are they student teaching at? Do we know? Or who are they with, or what are we doing? Just out of
Brogan.
curiosity.
Brogan. Is that Brogan?
Yes, I think that's what Laura brought up there. So thank you. Thank you.
Okay, great.
Way to pitch in from the beginning.
A couple of days. Take
That's
the village.
right.
Any other questions or comments? If not, please call the roll.
Mrs. Gillis?
Aye.
Mrs. Wackles?
Aye.
Dr. Messer?
Aye.
Mr. Zappa? Mr. Engel?
13 is the item agenda we're on, and that would be business recommendations.
And there are 5 items here. I'd like to point out, item A is the school resource officer agreement that we have with the city. The rates are the same as last year, so that stayed the same. Also, item B are bus stops, which the board approved tonight, but once they're approved, they can be adjusted or make some final tweaks before the school year starts, we make them public.
So moved.
So I'd recommend items
Sorry,
13A through, so thank you.
you're a little
Thank you.
slow.
I am.
We have a motion, we need a second. Second for the motions of 13, for item 13, business recommendations A through E. Questions or comments?
Just a couple comments. I'd like to thank the Amherst Police Department for having such a great relationship with the school district. I think it's so important, and I think that that is really a great partnership. And then also, thank you to Spitzers for everything that they're going to be doing. I mean, they've done things in the past, but I don't know that people in the public really realize what they've been doing in the past, but now they're even stepping in another level. So thank you to them as well.
Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Mrs. Gillis?
Aye.
Mrs. Buckles? Dr. Messer?
Aye.
Mr. Zappa? Mr. Engel?
Aye. There's no need that I'm aware of to go into executive session this evening, so therefore I'd entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Any discussion? Call the roll.
Mrs. Gillis?
Aye.
Mrs. Buckles? Dr. Messer?
Aye.
Mr. Zappa? Mr. Engel?
Aye.